Coach, you had a tough game last night, a little better game tonight. We managed to pull back to within about 12 points of them there in the fourth quarter. But we still, as you said earlier, it seemed like it's turnovers and others.
You know what, Marty, I got to tell you, like I said, I knew what we were getting into when I took the position of the head coach, and I knew it was going to be a challenge. But I got to tell you, each of these games, I could not have been more proud of how these kids have competed. And I know people say that when you're kind of losing games that you want to be winning, but where's an opportunity for us probably to lose by 50 or 60 points last night against Pecos, which is the top 3 in our division. And I explained to these kids, man, we need to show that we can go out and compete and not quit against teams that are better than us. And they're just flat out better than us. They're faster than us, better shooters. You know, and it was much the same tonight. Escalante is a top program in AA and has been a top program for quite a few years now. They've got a good foundation, same type of style, really aggressive, really fast. But the boys, you know, again, came out flat, and then in the second quarter, we're kind of getting on each other, and then all of a sudden say, hey, let's just step back and play ball. And they did in the second half. I mean, it was pretty. They ran an offense for the first time, I think, most of the season. Great high post game with cuts and driving it to the basket, and that was the first time I really see them gel as an offensive unit. So, like I said, I hate losing more than anybody, but I got to tell you, I'm really proud of what these kids have been able to accomplish in like 5-6 weeks of basketball. I mean, it's really been fun coaching them. I got to tell you that.
Well, you've come in, and one of the first things that you've done was the discipline, which seems to have really made a big difference in the way the boys play.
Well, you know what? I think that's kind of a foundation of any program that's going to win is you better have discipline. And you know what? It was a tough decision in the Cowbells to sit one of my starters after a technical foul in the 2 minutes into the game. But I had a clear message before the game started, and I wasn't going to back off of that. And it did hurt us in that game. Wasn't going to make the difference probably, but I think it did open the eyes of the kids to sit there and say maybe this is going to be a little bit different experience than what we had in the past. And so, you know, our technical fouls have certainly reduced from where we were at last year, and the kids are playing basketball and not getting on the refs as often, and they're actually keeping their composure in physical games like we've had these last 2 days. Like I said, they are coming together. Now we can get that aside. I can start coaching basketball. That's going to help it come district time. I'm hoping to really be competitive in district for sure.
You've got a couple more games and we start district play coming up with, I believe it's Santa Rosa first. Yeah. And what are you looking at? What are you really going to try to work on so that you're ready for Santa Rosa? Because they've always been a tough team in our district as well.
And you know what? I think they're ranked 5th in AAA right now behind Pecos. I mean, they've had some great battles with Pecos, so we know that's kind of the team we're walking into again. But there's 2 things we're going to have to do better. And you see it, we've got to finish at the basket. Each of these last 2 games, we've left 20 to 25 points off layups out there on the court because we cannot finish with contact at the basket. And it's something we work on, but we're just not as physical in our practices as they are in a game. So we've got to practice finishing at the basket, higher shooting percentage, and then free throws. I mean, it seems like every now and then we're going to go through waves where we're below 50% on free throws. And we've been getting to the line, but we're leaving 10 to 15 points again on the free throw line. So those 2 things we're really going to have to bear down on. Defensively, Marty, we're keeping teams in the 60s. You know what I mean? And if we keep them there, we can compete and actually win those games. We have a good shot at winning those games. Unfortunately, like I said, our offense isn't quite where our defense is at. And again, certain things we do struggle on defensively is the transition defense. Every now and then we get caught up watching the rebound while they're moving the ball down the court. We gave up a lot of easy layups to Pecos like that. We gave a lot of easy layups against Escalante tonight like that, but did a much better job in the second half of both those games because we made those halftime adjustments. But again, Santa Rosa, we're just going to have to shoot better, finish at the rim, and then we're definitely going to have to make free throws and get to that line. So,
okay, thank you, Coach.
Hey, Marty, I appreciate it. And hopefully everybody from Raton knows that we're working hard and we're not settling for losses. We're working towards wins for sure, you know.
Okay, in districts where it's important.
Absolutely. Yep. Second season.